Hi, my name's Janice and welcome to the AstroHauteLife channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing a collective and timeless message. Because this is a collective message, there will not be very specific details. However, please apply the message to your personal situation. So if you're feeling stuck, this message is probably for you, especially if you're coming across it. I felt inspired to do this message because I was feeling stuck. Well, literally like a few minutes before doing this. And I did a personal reading on myself and felt so much more inspired, or felt like I gained a lot more clarity. And I felt guided to share this message with the collective or anyone who happens to come across this channel. So, for this message, I'm going to begin with some of the oracle cards that I pre-shuffled. And I did that because I was doing it for myself. However, I was told this message is not just for me, and I will shuffle some tarot cards later after I go through the messages in these cards, just to see whatever additional messages comes through. So the first one that we have is empathy. It says, I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Next we have acceptance. I know it's probably reversed. I don't know how this mirroring works. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And surrender. I can release my need to control. And in the next group of oracle cards, I don't know if I show this one. It says, we have, what does your soul say? Limitations inspire innovations. Choose who you are becoming. The now. And nourish the sacred feminine. Okay, so the message that all these cards are saying, or that's coming through these cards, is, especially the first one with empathy, I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. I don't feel like the message intent to come through is like set on being empathetic. However, if you're coming across this message, it's very likely that you are a very empathic person. And the gift of being a very empathic person is that we can see things beyond our own perspective. However, we often don't apply the same gift to ourselves. What I mean by that is like when we are going through a challenging situation or we feel stuck, which sometimes feels even worse, because sometimes like if you're going through challenges but you know the way out and you feel like you're capable of making that way out, then it's not as scary. But if you just feel stuck, it's very annoying and frustrating, and I can keep going on, but I won't because it's a waste of time. But what I feel like the guidance in this card is that it's an invitation for us to have that same empathetic stance for ourselves. So not only should we have compassion for ourselves in this situation, but allow ourselves to see more than just one possibility. And I feel like for some of you, it's not that you're unable to see the other like side of a situation for your situation, or you're unable to see how like what the positive outcome could be. It's more so that the negative internal voice, is just much louder when you don't see any progress. And if you're like me and you also like to watch some collective readings or pick a cards, or even if you're scrolling through TikTok, so many messages are saying you have all this breakthrough coming, and you have all these wonderful gifts and blessings about to pour in. And it seems like you've been hearing that for a long time. And there's nothing wrong with receiving those amazing messages of encouragement. The issue is that like you begin looking for it and you forget like what's in front of you. And this kind of alludes to what I said in my last video. So allow ourselves, we should not necessarily be like, oh, I'm going to force a positive perspective, but perhaps we can adopt a curious view. Like, okay, well, this could go wrong, and this can go right, or this could happen, or there's an infinite amount of possibilities that could happen that I will never be able to predict because I am seeing from a limited perspective in this physical form. Or maybe you know that there's a specific outcome. Um, or like, what I mean by that's like, you know that there's a very, I guess, I don't know how to describe it right now. There's a very positive like route, or a route that you feel like will get you very close to it. So let's say like you really could use some extra money, and you know that right now like they are hiring at a specific place where your income would be doubled. So you feel like, oh, this is going to be it. Also, don't really. I want to actually scratch that. I don't even want to say don't, because it's always up to you in the end. But allow yourself to see that there's more ways than one that can like bless you financially. In that example, it doesn't have to be a financial issue. It could be a personal one, relationships, whatever. Next we have acceptance. So as you probably heard at one point or another in your life, what you resist persists. And acceptance doesn't mean that you're just kind of like giving up on life. Like, okay, I accept that this is my lot in life. It's like, okay, I accept that this is the current reality that I'm dealing with. And I feel like the importance of accepting, which is why it came through, is that it allows us to release that energy that we are using to live in denial, or to like almost ignore or try to force ourselves to say like, no, 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 this isn't a reality. This is not reality. It's okay. It is the current reality. It doesn't have to be the permanent reality, but it is the current reality. And once you accept things as they are, then you can change it. Only then you can change it as well. But if you keep ignoring it, it's like having, if I were to have a big stain on this dress and I'm like, there's no stain on this dress, there's no stain on this dress, and I wore it, like, I'm still gonna have a stain on this dress and not present myself the way that I wanted to. But if I'm like, okay, I accept that there's a stain on this dress, okay, I will see what other options I have in my closet. Next, we have surrender. That came through very beautifully and makes a lot of sense to see why it would come in after acceptance, which is, oh, I'll read what it says on the card. Again, it says, I can release my need to control. And when we surrender, we are actually saying that I trust that it's okay, I'm safe, that I trust in life, I trust that God or your creator, whatever you want to refer to your higher power as, I trust that, and I'll say God because that's the way I refer to that higher power for me. I trust that God will get me through this. And even though I will have to probably take some steps that are uncomfortable or I would prefer not to take, I know that I'm going to have everything that I need along the way. So, moving on to the next set of oracle cards that I went through with what does your soul say? I feel like, once again, especially considering the fact that it was under this empathy card, it's that like your soul is that whisper that's in your mind. Maybe not a literal whisper, but it's like that inner voice that's letting you know that everything's going to be okay. But then, of course, like your fears are much louder at times, especially say you have a pending deadline, or and you, let's say you have a project due and you're nowhere near done, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like get fired, or I'm gonna get a bad grade, blah blah. And like there's a little small still voice in you that's like, everything's perfect, everything's just as it should be. And then the fear yells out even more, like, how could it be perfect? How's anything the way that it should be? Because I can only expect a negative outcome based on my understanding. And because of that, I'm going to ignore it because I'm just going out only with what my eyes can see. But what does your soul say? And oops, my stomach's growling. And that's not my soul. It's my hunger for more. Okay, moving on to the next card, we have limitations inspire innovations. Yeah, so I believe, and I also feel like the messages in the cards are confirming that belief that everything is working out for us, whether we can see the opportunity clearly or not. The thing is that oftentimes we feel like it's not really a good thing because I don't see the opportunity in me not having enough time to complete a task, or me not having enough money, or me not having a happy relationship. Where is opportunity? And the message coming through is that the limitation is opportunity. And you'll have to like go within for you to see what that opportunity is for your personal circumstance. But I'll just make up an example to kind of illustrate what I'm describing. So let's say you're having a relationship issue and you're just not really getting along with someone. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship or something, whatever, a parent, a family dynamic. And maybe you're just being passive aggressive about it. Maybe you're not communicating. Maybe you're just holding everything in. And maybe the limitation of everything not being perfect or everything going your way could be an opportunity for you to communicate and share your true thoughts and feelings with that person. And I can't guarantee that it's going to be like this amazing like sitcom moment where everything just goes perfect and like, oh wow, I really understand you. That could happen, or it could be very uncomfortable. But the bottom line is that like this is an opportunity for you to get uncomfortable and for you to share how you really feel, and you can break that pattern of just like being passive aggressive, holding all that negative energy in or dense energy in, and just ruminating on like what you could have said or what you really want to say, and just letting that control you. So next we have choose who you are becoming. And when I initially saw this card, I realized that my frustrations that I was experiencing in the moment was very much in alignment with a victim consciousness. I was very irritated by the fact that a certain situation wasn't panning out the way that I wanted it to. And I felt like, I don't know, like just multiple situations in my life was just there just to irritate me and get under my skin. That's how petty I was being. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I was very, very petty. But then I was just like, hold up. Am I giving all my power away to this thing? Like, what else could I do right now? You know? And then I didn't want to do that thing because I felt like, no, it needs to happen this way. But then afterwards, I'm just like, okay, I decided that I'm not going to give anything or anyone power over me. So because of that, that means I'm capable of having a different route to get to where I want to get to, or I could change my perspective. But either way, this person or this thing is not going to determine my like state of being. So I decided to just do it on my own. And it wasn't even that bad. I was just like, oh, it got taken care of. And now we have the now part afterwards. And that's an invitation to choose who you are becoming now. That kind of ties in once again with the last collective message I did. But yeah, we often think, when I say we, I mean including me, that once we have this thing, or once the circumstances change and goes along with the way that we think it should go, and once everything's under our control, then we can choose who we are becoming. Then it will like define who we really are. But then we're just delaying our own happiness, we're delaying our own success, we're delaying everything that we really want because we're waiting for something outside of ourselves to determine that for us, instead of saying, okay, no, I'm going to be this way despite what else happens around me. A really obvious example of this, which may not really like make sense at first, but hey, I'm gonna give it a try anyways. It's like, if it's, I don't know, raining outside, is my dress still blue and white? Yes. If the lights were to go off right now, is my dress still blue and white? Yes. So nothing changes about my dress because of what's going on outside. So the same applies to how I see myself. Am I now a victim because this circumstance is going this way? I get to decide if that's a yes or no for me. And earlier today and other days, it was like very much so a yes. But then I realized that, like, no, that's not the case. Maybe it may feel comfortable to be that way, but no, I'm not accepting that as the way, as part of my consciousness. And next we have Nourish, the Sacred Feminine. And that card was under the Surrender card, as well as the Now, which is also interesting. So the message coming through with that card is that, like, sometimes we feel stuck because we don't know what to do next. And when we don't know what to do next, that really scares us, because action is very much in our masculine energy, or divine masculine energy, and that's terrifying for us, especially if that masculine energy is what kept us safe for so long. And by accepting and surrendering that everything will be okay, because we trust that life is not against us and that we are capable and worthy of whatever it is, of receiving whatever it is that we are desiring, you don't worry about that. However, especially like right now, a lot of people who identify as like a feminine being definitely say like, oh, I want to be my divine feminine. I mean, like, I'm definitely one of them. However, I get so mad when I can't be masculine. I get so frustrated when I can't, like, see the entire, like, map as to how I'm going to get from point A to point B. And I'm contradicting myself when I'm doing that. And I think some of you watching this video may also feel the same way. Okay, so I want to wrap up this message with just shuffling a few tarot cards and see what comes through. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands, which came through reversed. All right, and we have the Five of Cups. Well, this is like spot on. That's why I say, like, a lot of people have opinions on this, but my experience with this definitely confirms that it's helpful. So it's always like spot on for me. Okay, I just want to get one more card. Thank you. Oh, I guess there's two. So first we have the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Three of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups reversed. So let me just take this in, see what's coming through. Okay, so what I'm getting is that, like, we may not be feeling very confident right now in ourselves, or the confidence that, like, we're confident that the situation will turn out in a way that works out for us. Or like, we're not really in our power. And it's because we are, like, busy looking at what hasn't worked. We're busy looking at what is going wrong, instead of seeing, like, what is going right and how we can use that to our advantage to get to where we want to be. And then with looking at this Seven of Swords card, I'm getting here, like, I'm just going off this message, like, the message I'm getting from this card intuitively, it's almost like this person is, yeah, I'm surrendering, I'm standing still, but yet they, like, have a sword in their hands, and there's, like, other swords behind them, and then they have, like, two swords, like they're very guarded. You're not really open to receiving, even though they're like, yeah, I'm here, and this person's eyes is their eyes are closed. But it's like, no, you may think that you are surrendering, but like truly just be honest with yourself and see like how do you actually feel. And this is also an opportunity for you to examine what fears or like the reasons why you may have a guard up, why you feel you need to guard and protect yourself. And what if that's the thing that's actually keeping you stuck, not your circumstances around you? And then ending with the Three of Cups, I feel like this is just confirmation that there will be reason to celebrate. There will be a lot of great things coming through, that we will actually have more than what we lost. We will have like triple for this example. However, like I see this as like this current phase or moment of feeling stuck or frustrated as an opportunity to like rest. Because I mean, I don't really party anymore, but have you ever tried partying when you're exhausted or celebrating when you're exhausted? I don't know, maybe you're up for it. I can't anymore. Maybe I'm an old lady at heart. But like I feel like this is everything will work out. And you may look back and be like, "Oh wow. I need to had I known that things would turn out this way, I wouldn't have felt the way I did earlier." And again, I'm never into judging emotions, whether they're positive and they feel good, or if they're dense and don't feel so good. They're all very valid. So please acknowledge how you feel, because I mean, the irony is that we really don't like when people invalidate us, yet we do it to ourselves all the time. I am definitely guilty of that, but I'm getting better at like identifying when I'm doing that. So this was a shorter video. It was also a bit late, but I'm so proud of myself for doing it anyways. And I hope that you are proud of yourself on whatever situation you're dealing with that may make you feel like you're stuck. Because even if you feel like you're not taking any action, resting and doing the internal work, or even trying to like seek solutions by watching videos like this, is huge. It's you showing up for yourself the best that you can. So have compassion for yourself, and until next time, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening. If you're interested in anything else that I'm doing, check out all the information in the description box, and please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. And if you're still here, you should totally like it. I feel like it's only fair. So thank you. Have a good one. Bye.